are, always practice kindness. And not only that, practice kindness with yourself and have grace with yourself. So that way you can, you know what it feels like to receive grace and kindness, and it'll inspire you to give it.
I love it. Sippin with Sakari.
Yeah. So this meeting is being sponsored by Ciroc.
Okay, that's what you sipping on?
Ciroc.
Hey, okay.
Ciroc Classic.
Somebody
Trying to get over a hangover.
Somebody need to call Diddy.
Trying to get over a hangover. You know, that's how Caribbeans do it.
It's a new year, new blessings. You know what I mean? And we got Lateema Spencer here today. Yo, thank you.
Don't dox me, B.
Thank you.
You gonna dox me?
Thank you so much for joining another episode of Sippin with Sakari. So what is that? Just vodka? You doing it straight? What's going on?
Oh, just straight vodka.
Just straight vodka. I'm doing water. You feel me? I'm
oh my gosh, another sponsor opportunity. Amelia Water, Springs Water. First of all, coming off of being vegan, now I'm pescatarian. Spring water is the only water you should be drinking.
Wow.
Not the filter or distilled.
Wow. I didn't even know you was a vegan and now you're a pescatarian.
Yeah.
We gotta definitely have to talk about that. That's crazy. I didn't even know.
Yep. So one of the reasons why I drink Ciroc is because less sugar, supposedly, because of the not potatoes. So
right.
Yeah. But you know, I gotta watch my girlish figure.
I hear that. So Lateema Spencer, you've worked for some amazing people. You know, you have an amazing background. Please, like, introduce yourself, talk a little bit about, you know, who you are, what you do, and some things that you've done.
Man, at this point, I'm pretty much doing full blockchain development. I started out my full career, started out as a back-end dev, and let's just fast forward. I worked at Vice, and somehow, some way, they got me to do the front end. So I started working with React, and we built out Viceland.com, pretty much like a YouTube video player for Vice videos when they, started out with their whole cable channel. And it was like 7 of us. Now, these people are like the most amazing people I've ever worked with. And they really structured a lot of like how I move and how I believe people should move in the workplace and what they should expect. And I think everybody should really find a place to work or a team to work with where it just feels like family. It definitely speeds up progress and development. And I mean, it also didn't hurt that Vice had a bar. And so just come in and just make a drink right away. So yeah, it was definitely a lit place to work. And yeah, I definitely will forever be grateful for that. And I mean, some other fun companies, worked for Discovery Channel. They were pretty fun too. I would always love to go back to work there, but I'm gonna be honest with you. I just had a different contract with Discovery Channel. And let me just say this. Who your manager is matters. It definitely matters. So the person
explain that.
I mean, synergy. You got to have synergy.
Gotcha.
So I'm not a boomer, right? And I don't believe in anything boomer. I believe in Generation X, like internet money, like work when you can. When you're inspired, like the new devs are like the artists. And so it's like, oh, we want to go ahead and get this done. And you come in 9 to 5 and you got to work within those hours. And it's just like, my brain doesn't wake up until about 3 p.m. because I didn't go to bed until like 3 a.m. Hey, so some people get it, some people don't. But yeah, the culture of the workforce is ever changing. But also, I mean, this NFT and blockchain community is like definitely shaping how things are going in the future. Like a lot of companies are having a hard time finding devs because devs are like, yo, I can just go ahead and launch my own project. What do I need to work with you for? And then also on the other side, I'm seeing companies take advantage of devs who aren't as well versed in the NFT space and try to pay them like, hey, look, just take this $2,000, $5,000 and go ahead and create me a website or minting or this, that, and the other. And they're really getting away with it. And I think, that's just not what the blockchain and, just this whole community is built around. I think we're trying to get away from that, what you call it, like taking advantage of people. And
Right.
yeah, I don't think that that's right. Like
I agree.
partner, if you partner with a dev, it pays for itself, especially down the road. So
That's amazing. So when you say dev, you mean developer, right? That's short for
yeah.
developer. And then
Yes.
explain to people what is a developer? What do they do? Like, like if you had to explain it to someone that had no idea what NFTs, blockchain was, like what is a developer?
I mean, for me, I'm a little bit of a different breed.
How
Well,
so? Explain.
let me start from from my background even more. So like, like I said, Discovery Channel, Disney, Viceland, I don't even remember the rest of my resume. I'm pretty much like have a background in media, and a big thing about media, especially building out media websites, is you get a real good insight into like marketing, product placement, ad placements, things like that. Knowing what's your targeted audience, things of that nature. So there's SEO, there's regional barriers, things like that, because you can't show like naked women maybe in like Islamic countries, but you can do it in France. So just even like content blocking, things like that are important. But as far as this NFT space is concerned, you definitely want to know how is it best to structure the technology, so that way I'm not rebuilding out my technology every freaking 4 months or every 6 months. You get a strong foundation and you pretty much just build off of that, like several projects very quickly. So pretty much when speaking of NFTs, there's this minting process that everyone's NFT goes through. And you can use sites like OpenSea and try to like put up like one or two NFTs and sell them. But the biggest thing about it is like the metadata and things like that. Some
So
people
so real quick, go back, right? So minting, what is that? Metadata, what is that? Like help people understand, right?
Yeah.
Because like sometimes we feel like devs speak a different language almost, right? And I totally understand what you're saying, but like to a normal person, what does that mean? Like what is minting for the process of an NFT?
So it's actually a rather secure process, because what's happening is every piece of data on the internet has an address, so to speak. It may live within your computer, but no, let me start over. It's actually lives on a server somewhere, and that server gives out different addresses for different data, right? And the way that we're used to seeing addresses is things like google.com, and then you can go to like /about us page. That's like, those are different addresses. But there's like a service in the background that's changing the actual number or computer program code into that readable human address. So now when you have the NFTs process, we're just spitting out the straight address that where your NFT lives. It's not like a human readable form. And it did not exist until you click the button on the website. So you should know, hey, I'm the one that minted this randomly created NFT. Some of them are randomly generated, some of them are pre-generated, depending if you're using something like OpenSea. But for the most part, the random generated ones that's when the address is being created. You now own access to that address. You can in the future probably lease out that address, but for now you can sell and transfer that address. Every time that there's a sale or there's a transfer, the person that wrote the smart contract, which is the smart process that happened behind the click, the smart address, actually, what happens? You click the button, you interact with the smart address, smart contract. The smart contract creates this address. Now you own this address. But you could also, in the smart contract, create royalties. So that way, if anyone else decides to sell your piece of art, then you still can collect royalties, even though it wasn't you who interacted that fourth or fifth transaction. If you write it into your smart contract, you still can get paid for it.
Wow. That's incredible. I mean, like that creates passive income for people, right?
Mm-hmm.
That creates cash flow, that creates ownership. Like we're going into a revolution
Yeah.
of monetization and ownership. Like how important is that to you? Like how important is the technology? Like what is your take with it?
I mean, being in blockchain since like 2016, like, I mean, it's nothing I don't know too much about blockchain. I mean, unless we're going to start talking about Merkle trees and things like that, like getting down into every single algorithm. I can't tell you specifically off my head every algorithm that every blockchain is using, but I can pretty much tell you what each blockchain does. And I'm just kind of obsessed with this space because the more that I learn every day, even though there's hundreds of projects coming out, the more I learn every day, I won't, it keeps me abreast. I will not be that far behind in the future. So I can tell you about different projects, who are their competitors, why they're called their competitors, why would you be interested in even investing in that particular project? So when you mint your NFTs, most people are looking at these NFTs as investments in the future and hoping that in the future that they increase in value. And what gives that NFT a particular value? Really, at this point, it's the strength of the team, the strength of the project. You pretty much want to just make sure that the project has people that care about their project, care about the people who are investing in their project, and care to see that the project delivers on its roadmap long term. Yeah. There's a lot of projects right now. It's like you can go to their GitHub or you can go to their Twitter. There's no activity. You go to their Discord. You can't get in touch with anyone. There's no activity. Now that's not to say that it's a dead project. There are some projects that just, people are not used to the obsessive culture of blockchain. Like blockchain is 24 hours, 7 days a week. So it's like, you can have someone from China online at 3 a.m. Eastern, right? But they're in China, so it's like 1 p.m. or 3 p.m. So, your team, if your whole team is Eastern, then it could serve as a challenge. So I'm excited about the space. I think a lot of people should be excited about the space, but it's not for the faint of heart. So when people want to learn about it, I just tell them to take small bites. Don't try to understand everything. It's best if you actually find one case study that you can understand and just study that. See what they're doing. See if you like what they're doing. See if you like how they're moving, and then just make that your metric on doing your analysis, so to speak.
Yep. Excuse me. So I think, sorry. I think you just dropped some alpha on us. I think there was so many gems in what you just said, and we have to speak about each one, right? So you spoke about knowing the market, right? Understanding what your competition is, understanding what's happening, having the nose, the eyes to the ground, understanding the market, very important. You also spoke about obsessiveness, right? You have to have that obsessive trait. And that's reason why, I guess we'll speak about a little bit about how we met, but I felt like you've had that trait, right? I saw that in you, of that obsessive trait, that energy, that passion, right? And I think if you want to be successful, right, I think everybody has to have some sort of that trait, right? And I think everything you really said is just so important for people to really understand. You know, obsessive, knowing the competition, understanding what's going on, not biting off too much, though, more than you can chew. And then the most important aspect was, you know, why should you invest in these projects? And you answered that, which is investing in the team, the person behind the project. Most people think, oh, the art is dope. Oh, we're investing in the contract, this roadmap. But like the roadmap doesn't matter if they can't execute on it.
Right.
And you understand that. And a lot of people don't understand that. So I really wanted to focus on that because, you know, if so-and-so is saying, hey, we're going to do this, we're going to do that, we're going to do this, that sounds amazing. But
Right.
is it going to happen? You know? And you got to believe in the team. You got to believe in the community. You got to believe in the founder or the person that's in charge running this thing to make sure, like, okay, can this happen?
Yeah, I mean, following up with that, I also want to be very, very careful and kind of throwing it out there, like look at someone else's past success and then shape your ideas, because like tomorrow, who knows, like Miley Cyrus can come out with an NFT. Just because she's been a great musical artist doesn't mean that her NFT will create any value. And the reason why, I won't even say the reason why, because a lot of the reasons why, I mean, a lot of the things that have happened and transpired within this project happened after we met. Like you and I met and you're like, hey, this is what I'm doing. And I'm like, okay, sure, I'm on, right? And then it was like, hey, well, I have this, I have that. So I'm just going to use this project as a case study, to be totally honest with you. Like you are now a VFriend sorcerer. Congratulations, right? So that takes no. You did some strategic planning months ago. So you put in the work early on, and now you're able to hone in on that and taking full advantage of the opportunity that you created. So it's like, for me, if I'm going to sit back and I'm going to analyze a project, I'm like, this person actually understands the power of networking and how to create opportunities for their future project or for the success of themselves. So you're right now trying to make sure that you're going to be successful. So for me, what I invest in a project that you drop, 100%, absolutely. Why wouldn't I? You've done the legwork. It's been like you brought what? I don't know how many Gary V books to get access to some VFriends. And now you're going to do the VFriends puzzle or game, whatever it is that they have out. And it's like, that's a level of obsessiveness, even if it's just with one project, but you understand that ecosystem so you can move through it. And it just so happens to be with Gary V, who right now has like one of the largest strongholds on the ecosystem at the moment. So if anybody wants to study something, they should be studying you.
Well, I appreciate that. That means a lot. You're gonna have me blushing on here. But
I mean, don't do it, Cooley boy. You bring out Nick Kelly here for this video, huh?
Oh man, no, I really do appreciate that. I follow Gary. A lot of my friends know I follow Gary. And he brings a lot of value. I feel like he's just a good person, a noble person, right? And that's what we're building this community about: being noble, being good, kindness, those types of things. And I just feel like his community has that. I feel like he has that, and I feel like he's been successful. And he didn't. The reason why I kind of got into his community early on was because, not even because this NFT thing or anything like that. It was because, I went to I'm not going to say the name, but I went to an African American, entrepreneur keynote, right? They said he was going to be there, and they said it was free. Not only was he not there, but at the end of it, they try to get you with the okie doke, which is hey, let's sign up for this and pay only $1,000 for this. And I'm like, I felt very disgraced almost, in a sense. You know what I mean? Like I just felt like puzzled. So I didn't like that. With Gary, it's always about, one thing that I'm learning, it's always about washing each other's hands. That's what I call it. But selfish to be selfless, right? It's like, how can we help each other out?
I mean, without speaking too much on him and getting back to what we were talking about, I'm just kind of like bridging it over. To me, one of the reasons why when I saw Gary Vee, I said, I want you to mentor me, or I want you to help me, right? Is because He's from New Jersey. I'm from New York, right? And he
What
has
part of
this.
New York? What part of New York?
I'm from Queens,
Okay.
and he has this asshole factor that I have. We both have that, but it's not like to offend anyone.
Right.
So right now, watching him and his transition, I'm learning a little bit about myself as well. Where it's like I saw some. Actually, I saw I read a thing, so maybe a meme or something, and the person like was a kid, a girl talking to her mom or whatever, and her mom is like, "I'm just brutally honest. I'm just brutally honest. People should be able to take honesty." But one of the things that, one of the key words that exists in brutally honest is brutal, and nobody wants to be around an asshole. I don't need you to put me down every time I'm around you. So that actually is kind of shaping how, I just take time and if I'm going to give somebody my time, I'm going to give them that positive energy, and they should always walk away feeling better than when they came in contact with me. So
I
we
love
have
that.
a responsibility to ourselves to clear our karma, and karma isn't what comes back around to you. Karma is the energy that you get to live with every day. So
Wow.
if I get to make someone else feel good, then I've actually created a great day for myself.
100%. I couldn't agree more with that. You know what I mean? And I feel like I agree. What you put out into the world is what you get out. Point blank. Period. You know what I mean? And to jump back to how we met, I felt like the good energy. So
Yeah.
like the story is that I went to NFT NYC, right?
Mhm.
And I'm looking for a developer. I built this team and we have this idea, this vision of what we're trying to do. And I was like, I want to find a developer. But I got to find the right person. It's about who you jam with. It's about, are they knowledgeable? Are they in tune? And I was speaking about Gary a little bit. I'm a naturally introvert person. Even though I speak and there's things, I don't like to speak to people that often. And I'm in my box. I'm in my corner. I'm a natural creator, right?
Yep.
So I'm watching Gary speak, and he said, like, if I give you one piece of advice, it would be to push yourself to make relationships, push yourself to talk to people, because these can be lifelong friends. These could be your next fiance. This could be whoever.
Yeah. Mhm.
You got to make sure to really have this conversation with people. So I was like, I really thought about that. And I was like, you know what? I got to do a little bit more. It was hard for me. It was difficult, but I was like, I got to do a little bit more. So anyway, I see a workshop and it says developer workshop. And I
Mhm.
was like, this is incredible. All
Mhm.
of the developers at NFT NYC, right, that care about their work or are passionate about the work are going to be in the same room.
Right.
Of course, I'm going to be there. You know what I
Right.
mean? So I go in the back of the room. I'm in the back of the room and I'm just watching, and not only is it a different lingo, not only is it a different language for me because, I'm an artist or I'm, whatever, entrepreneur, chef, all these things. I'm hearing blockchain, I'm hearing metadata, I'm hearing all these different terms. And there's this one female African American woman in the front asking a lot of questions. And if you look at any type of education or if you look at any type of, you know, classroom setup, you know, we've all been in school. The people that
Right.
don't care are gonna be in the back chilling on their phone. And that's exactly what it was. You saw people come in and out, you saw
Mhm.
people on the back on their phone, you saw people doing other things. But the people that were really engaged, the people
Yeah.
that were really in tune, asking questions, stayed after, like those obsessive traits really drawn me to a few individuals, including yourself. And I was like, yo, let's just have a conversation. And we had the conversation and it was natural. And then everything happens for a reason, and we ended up running into each other. Hey, chef. Yeah, I
run,
mean,
run into that wine party.
yeah, we ran into each other, and then we were in the, I don't even know, the VIP upstairs rooftop auction something, and then we went to the bar, and then we went to the wine party. I mean, we had an amazing night, met amazing people within the
Yep.
VFriend community and the NFT community, and it was something to remember forever. So I thank you for your energy.
No, I mean, I always bring the energy. If I'm not bringing the energy, then I must be sick or tired, or probably in the middle of a project thinking like, that's the sound I
Amazing.
make when I'm thinking.
Amazing. So speak a little bit about, you said you're from Queens. Like, speak a little bit about your backstory, right? Where are you living now? Where were you from? Where'd you grow up? And then, like, was a computer just put in your hands? Did you have to like go out and buy one? Like, how did this process
Yo,
start for you?
no lie. let's give you the whole swag, right? So boom, I'm from Queens, right? East Elmhurst, Shea Stadium area, LaGuardia area, and I grew up actually playing ball. Most of my uncles and cousins, like all of them, I grew up with a lot of men in my family. They all played ball, and I just started playing ball, and that's kind of like how I'm structured. People think I'm in the military and things like that, but no, I've always had this team dynamic. I'm the oldest of 9, so I got that mom or authoritative dynamic going on, where I'll always be able to just take the baton and lead a team, lead a project, whatever the case may be. And I will not be shy away from giving it back. Like, I've been doing this my whole life. So if you want to take the baton back, it's okay. I'm a little tired. So yeah, it's actually when I was like 11 or 12, because my grandmother raised me partially. I used to go down to the grocery store and bag groceries to help her out. And I used to make like $100 a day as like 11, 12 years old. So even though I wasn't from like the ghetto of the ghetto, I grew up in the crack era. And you know, I love my upbringing, because we walked down to Flushing Meadow Park any Saturday. You got LL Cool J performing, Slick Rick performing, Eric B, Rakim, anybody on any, and it was free, always free. And it, really like having access and having exposure to those type of things always intrigued me, and it actually it gave me permission, believe it or not. So for me right now, like, you hear my vernacular, like I sound like I'm still from where I'm from, and I'm not trying to change for anyone. I on purpose am keeping my Blackness. And the reason why I'm saying that is because there's people out there that need permission to be who they are. And I'm gonna tell you right now, with this internet money, I don't have to conform to anyone else's standards or anyone else's norm. Like, I travel when I want to travel. If I have, I can get a project, I can get a contract, I can get a full-time salary. I can have, work with projects such as yourself, Noble Promise Studios. I can do whatever I want in this world. I've become so great at investing in crypto. The world is my oyster. So most days I get up and I'm like, why am I just sitting here? I should be at the beach. But we know what COVID. No, seriously, it's like right now I'm in limbo, and it affects me mentally, right? Because it's like I should be anywhere, but we got COVID. Yeah, I had a program where I was teaching kids how to program computers through the use of robotics. I'm using a Raspberry Pi, a $35. And to be honest with you, I would love to do it again. I'd love to make it a traveling program. But one of the things that I noticed, and this is to be totally honest with you, I probably only taught them how to make an HTML page, because most of my time was spent getting these children to believe in themselves. I've done it at like YMCA, high school programs at after school or whatever. So you got the kids that are halfway there because they're actually showing up, but they don't know what they're showing up for. They don't know if it's worth showing up. So I'm like, no, just keep coming back. Trust me, you're gonna get it. So I actually got my associates from DMCC, and I graduated straight A's, top of the line. Like, it was BMCC. But I first started out with an accounting degree. And I was getting straight A's. Then I was like, this is too easy. I don't want to pay or come spend my time learning something I could learn myself. So then I switched over to the accounting major made me take C++. So when I took C++, I failed.
Wow.
I said, this is it. This is what I'm going to do. And I probably failed like 3 times. Then I took the class at BMCC, and I had a teacher, and I said, I don't even know why I'm here. I'm not even gonna lie to you. I'm probably gonna fail. And he said, if you do what I tell you to do, I promise you, you're gonna pass. And I'm like, this is like my 3rd time. I don't know who you think you are, but I'm probably gonna fail. Right. So it actually shaped how I think about like approaching different things too. Like if you know you're gonna succeed, you're gonna succeed, and if you know you're gonna fail, you're gonna fail. So I always have this thing that you live your worst fears. So why think
Wow.
about a fear?
Wow.
You always manifest your fears. So you gotta reprogram yourself to think positively, or if it's a fear, reshape that. So like I'm gonna fail, say no, I know this is gonna be tough, so I may have to put in a little bit more work than I'm used to. And it changes every day. It changes how you feel about something, whether you want to get up and you're excited about doing it. It changes all of that. So ended up getting an A, and from there I got all A's after that class. And then I went down to North Carolina Central University, HBCU, graduated from there. I don't know who needs to hear this, but these HBCUs be having gatekeepers too. And they be Black too, that do not want to see you succeed. I've had a thing for a lot of my life where people need to knock this thing out of me. Whatever it is that I have in me, they need to knock it out of me, because I need to be conforming. Because why should I have the freedom to be me? It's like, who do you think you are that you have the freedom to keep your Blackness while I'm over here conforming? And it's a lot of animosity within the culture. And just because, speaking of culture, just because you're Black doesn't mean we got the same culture either. So we talk about that. But so graduated from there. I was the only one in my year to graduate with a computer science degree, and I double majored in math.
Wow.
So yeah, I came out back-end developer, then front-end developer, then full stack developer, now blockchain.
Wow.
So but my number one thing is to always make people feel better about themselves, and to always make sure that people know that they can do it. They can do it, and they can do it being exactly who they are. And they say, find yourself amongst yourself. So be careful the company you keep. Because I can't sit around you and waste time. Time is the only asset you cannot get back. Time is the only thing you cannot get back. I can right now send you $1 million and get it back. But I cannot get back the time that I spent getting it.
Wow. There's so many gems in that. And like, I'm just speechless. You know, I think you're inspiring people to be themselves, right? And I think authenticity, organicness, I think it's so important. You know, you spoke a little bit about the culture. I mean, there's just so much in there. You know what I mean? And I'm happy to be working with you. You know what I mean? And I'm happy that you're yourself. I'm happy that you're able to inspire other people to just keep doing things. And then one thing you spoke about was, you know, the importance of teaching kids. You know, that's something I'm super duper passionate about, right? Like I want to help kids, you know, understand nutrition at a young age. You know what I mean? And we need to keep kids off the street and give them different options, right? They don't have to just put a basketball in their hands, right? To think that they have a chance. They can be in front of a computer and understand that they have a chance. They can be in the kitchen and understand that they have a chance. There's so many outlets. The world is your oyster. There's never been a better time than now. The opportunities are out there. You know, it's just what you said of believing in yourself. You know, believing that you can really do it. So there was so much in there that I wanted to touch on. So, you know, you spoke a little bit about being an African-American woman and obviously going to HBCU. Like, has there been any struggles you think, you know, basically being in the industry that you're in? You know, is it a male, like, because I'm not super duper familiar with it, right? Is it a male driven industry? Is it more of a different you know, race type of industry, or like, you know, have people treated you different from where you come from, how you talk? Like speak a little bit about that.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And somebody that I worked with at Vice, he said to me, and I carry this with me because now I identify as it and I understand what it means. He said to me, you know what, Lateema? You move like a white man in America. And to me, that was powerful because it's like, you understand that I don't see a barrier for me. And who I am is definitely coming through. And that's what, like, I'm telling you, people feel like, how dare you think that you're a white man in America? How dare you think that you have access to those opportunities? How dare you think that you can reach that same level potential or have those same opportunities? How dare you think that? And that's why I mentioned boomers, because they've been the ones that have been taught, oh, the structure of a family is a white picket fence, and you need a house and you need a Mercedes. I got a lot more money than a lot of people, and I still drive my 2010 car. Like, I'm not look any money I got to put to another car, I'm putting it in crypto. I'm not planning ready to sell my car right now and walk, because that's how I mean, you have to carpe diem, you have to seize the moment. And there's not really, I don't know, I can't say what it is or it's not, but I was there for the internet, not like from the beginning of the internet, but like, yeah, I could have been one of those people that invested in Amazon. I could have been one of those people that invested in a penny Bitcoin, and I didn't. So now what I'm supposed to do? Think that I got a time machine? No, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to start where I am. And that's all that I can do. And there's so many great projects coming out where it's like almost day one, like NFTs put us back to day one Bitcoin. Like, you can, yeah. And you could have bought a V friend. How much was V friends? Like $100, $200?
No, the V friend was, I paid what, $1,500. It's worth $60K right now though.
Yeah, like, I mean, but the 1,500 probably came like 1,800 in gas fees.
No, the gas fees wasn't even that bad. That was all
okay,
day.
All
day was 1,500, and you know, even the story about that, like that was the most amount of money that I ever had.
Yeah.
When I put that up, like, and what I had to do to get that money, like I had to work at a Chinese sweatshop, right?
Yeah.
Like I was doing catering for COVID. I like had to borrow money from people, and then I had to sell basketball cards. Like I was at zero.
Yeah.
Like I literally I think I was on unemployment. I think I was like, I think I just got back from Europe or whatever the case was. Like I was down. And then I saw him say, "Hey, this is one of the biggest opportunities." I said, "Oh, we gotta figure it out." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we put that in at 1,500, and now it's worth, you know, like 60K. And I'm not selling, but you know,
that's exactly what it is. It's like you gotta seize the moment. Like right now, I'm just supposed to be like, oh, I missed it. Right now, I go buy a D friend for 60K and maybe sell it for 120. I'm supposed to do just sit here and be like, oh, I missed it. Like, I'm not doing that. I'm not gonna sit up here and keep licking my wounds. Like, no, you gotta get up. You gotta get up and do it. Like, there's people now trading NFTs more than, you know, they're trading crypto or anything like that. So, but you did say something earlier I wanted to touch on. And you know, some people call me a know-it-all. I'm sorry, but I try my best everywhere I go to be an educator, right? So you mentioned nutrition and teaching kids about nutrition. So like, let's say if I go to McDonald's, I'm sorry, I'm addicted to McDonald's fries and a Coke real quick, just getting out of there. Like, it's the middle of the day, I ain't cooking right now, I'm gonna get something. And it's like, you know, kids, you know, they buying hamburgers, this, that, and the other. And you have an opportunity every time you come in contact with another person, you have an opportunity for education. Believe it or not, like I taught this kid how to program while I was in school, because like I told you, there was gatekeepers, and he was like, you know, I don't know if I could pass, you know, same type of thing. And I told him, I said, yo, if you quit your job and you write a program a day, you will be successful. I said, if you need any help, you come to me. I offered that to every student in my class, because I was an adult. They was coming in as 17, 18-year-olds. And the computer lab was open from like 9 a.m. to like 6 p.m. But we had sister colleges. So Duke, State, NC State, UNC, Wake Forest, all of those was our sister colleges. But Duke's lab stayed open 24 hours. I got a computer science degree. I didn't even have a computer. I would go to Duke's lab and I would use the computer in their lab. And I had my daughter with me. So my daughter would be, they had like these plush things, like bean bags or something. And she'd be over there asleep or laying down, and I'm in their lab, like programming. And like I said, I offered the people in my class, or, you know, anyone that was in the computer lab at Central, I'm like, listen, I'll teach you, because I'd rather you cheat before I let them see you fail. I love
that.
So it was one kid.
How many people showed up?
Believe it or not, one person.
I believe it. No, I believe it.
One person. And right now he's a executive at Microsoft. But he's not the only person in my life that I taught how to program. And will I be a part of his story? I don't know. But does it matter? No. But he's not the only person. I'm telling you, I've taught people, had a program, taught people how to do other things. Like I buy and sell sneakers, taught people that game. Like any game that there is out there, if you want to know about it and you see me and you willing to put the work in, I teach. I don't mind teaching because there's enough out here for everybody. But you're gonna have to put that work in because you got to catch my moving train. You got to get on that moving train. It's like right now, Gary Vee say to you, yo, Sakari, I'll help you, but every 5 minutes I'm in a different state, and I'm gonna be like, yo, I got the money. What's up? Like, I got your flights. I'll book your flights with my flights because I need to be where you at. Like being around people, believe it or not, you absorb what it is that they're doing. It's not even about people seeing you with them. I don't really care about that. It's just like being able to learn how to move different, get that like, okay, like I said, like the whole kindness thing, like being kind. And yeah, like I said, I watched Gary Vee transition from being an asshole to being kind. Like if you really pay attention, he was an asshole, and now he's his whole pitch is being kind. And I'm obsessed with Elon Musk. I have an obsession. And the thing about Elon Musk that I like is like he'll do anything for success, like anything within his roadmap.
Yeah.
But he puts it all on the line. Like he didn't even get a salary because he believed in his company type of thing. This doesn't have anything to do with kindness, but it's like I told you earlier, find something or find someone that's doing something that you want to do and study them. That's what they say. Everything you want to know is in a book. Like Elon Musk, like got divorced from his kid's parents because of his obsessiveness. Like, unfortunately, you can't find that partner that all the time that's just as obsessive, or they'll start feeling like, oh, we grew apart type of thing. And it's so ridiculous how easy you could cheat the system. Yep. But people ain't out here doing it.
Yep, 100%. So you have some experience about crypto, and you spoke a little bit about educating people, right? So educate everybody that's listening right now. Like, give us something, right? Give us one coin that you think is undervalued. Give us something that you believe is long-term a good investment.
Don't do that. You got to pay me for that.
No. You got to pay me for that. There's no financial advice, but any advice that you can give someone that's starting out from zero.
I'm not going to hold you. I'm not going to tell you right now because it's going to do 10 times from here, at least. Okay. So I ain't going to hold you. I'm not doing it.
Okay. So
all I can tell I can tell people right now is to invest in Noble Promise Studios NFTs because it's going to be a success. I'm not playing. I'm all right, fine. That's what I tell people. When you see me hit that right there, it'd be like, all right, I'm not going to say no more. Unfortunately,
no, I'm listening. Go ahead.
Like, no, and I've given the reasons why, the same way that I would do any crypto project. And that's it. I've done my analysis and I've given my reasons why. And if anybody doubts that, sure, let's have a dialogue about it. But it's a no-brainer. There's plenty of projects coming up after. Plenty of opportunities for collaboration. It's going to give some dope access to future events. Like, I mean, do you tell people how you make the gourmet hot dogs?
Yeah, you should.
Nah, so yeah, I mean, like, thinking about coming to New York and how you cater a little something for me and like, my thing or whatever. So it's like 100%. So they get. It's just a matter of the creativity that you have, like. I mean, with the amount of exposure that you're going to get with this project, it'd be like, who knows? Like, I mean, just be creative. Like, oh, maybe today we'll have Gordon Ramsay come in, and because you have this particular NFT, you have access to that. Like, who knows? Like, we'll have one of the hottest artists come in, or one of the hottest photographers come in, and you get to see like a live Q&A or a live like maybe you'll get access to like a photo shoot for one of your events. Like, just be creative and think about, what's the utility that this project could possibly offer in the future. Now, what people have to understand too is that we can't make any promises because things become a security. So you get into laws. So we can't say right now, oh yeah, buy this, and then we're going to exactly give you this as a, in restitution. Like, it's going to be a dollar for dollar value. You can't do that. It becomes a security. So we can only hint at, and you got to kind of use your imagination. So if you see projects being vague, that's the reason. I mean, it's just a matter of the way that the US is trying to structure laws now. Now, if we were a company that was in, maybe we moved to China, not China.
Yeah, not even China.
Like,
of
if we moved to like Portugal or something, then it'd be a different story. But yeah, we got to be very careful on what we promise. Like, if we do a surprise drop, that's not a security. So
right. 100%. That obviously plays to the brand and noble promise and keeping to our word. That's something that I really, hold close to my heart. You know what I mean? And this is something it's something that means a lot to me. It means a lot to everybody, but it's something that, this brand is going to be something that I'm building for the rest of my life. It's not some type of name that I just came up and said, oh, this is cute, let's just do this. Oh, let me call up my buddies and let's do this. Like, no, this was out the womb. Like this been in the planning, that's been in the works for a very long time. So I'm excited to be working with you. I appreciate your time. Real quick, I asked you before, but I want to pull that out of you. I want to help people, right? I want people listening to this and watching this to get something out of it, right? And we spoke a lot about alpha. We spoke a lot of gems. Someone that is starting out from zero, someone that maybe doesn't know about NFTs, maybe doesn't know about crypto, any advice to get them started, like anything that helps you along the way, anything at all.
I say just get onboarded. Like, you gotta get onboarded into the space to even just shake the jitters off. Like, when you sign up for like Gemini or Coinbase or Qcoin or anything like that, you start to get a little jittery, like, oh, I'm putting my personal information into these websites. Like, how do I trust these websites? Well, how do you trust these banks? Like,
it's very true.
At the end of the day, all of these crypto projects, and somebody asked me, they said, oh, so they're just making something up. And yes, Amazon was made up. Everything is made up. Everything was in somebody's head and it's made up. So get over the hard words that you put in your own head. Get over it. Like, that's your stigma. That the world is going to keep moving with or without you. Space is going to keep moving with or without you. Yep. So the more that you can get comfortable with tough words, when I say tough words, it's words that we're not comfortable with. Like, oh, is this a scam? Amazon is a scam. They're all scams or they're not, right? Like, it just is what it is. Get over it. Do your due diligence, do your research to find out about the person behind it and see if they're going to make the scam work. Simple. Like, Jeff Bezos, people don't even know, like, Jeff Bezos owns the Washington Post, right? Like, print is out of his, but he still decided to buy the Washington Post. Like, look at people that's like trying to be innovative and trying to do different things and see if you can just start to understand it. But the first step would be $25, $50 into any of these like Coinbase. And I mean, you should definitely drop your Coinbase in the description below so that way you get that referral code, because if people invest over $100, you get $10. Then there's Gemini. Then it's FTX, then there's Trust Wallet. There's so many different wallets out there. Yep. And there's YouTube videos for every single wallet. But invest the $50. And to be honest with you, 90% of the projects are being dropped on Solana or Ethereum, or you got Tezos coming up in that space as well. And I still ain't dropped my alpha. I'm not doing that because hit me up, pay me. We're gonna pay me
next time. We're gonna do it next time. We'll drop some more alpha next time.
I'm telling you, I'm not doing it. I'm not telling nobody. Not having it. No. Because they gotta buy that. They gotta buy that Ethereum or even Polygon, because we're thinking about dropping on Polygon. So
yep. What are your goals for the future? Goals for the future. Any goals for the future?
once this project sells out, run a yacht. Just I'm not playing. I'm dead ass. Like go on a yacht. It's not even about it being so much just the ignorance of it, is that I want people to learn how to bask in the ambiance, like bask in the opulence of excellence and
100%.
expensiveness. And I'm not saying that anything is right or wrong, but I want everybody to be able to elevate. And like I told you, like if I move like a white man in America, why can't you? Like everything that you want, everything that you think about is at your fingertips. So whatever revenue I make from this project, to me, I don't know about y'all, but it's going into a business account because I need my G-Wagon. So right now the government is giving a $7,500 credit for the G-Wagon, which is pretty much going to pay for itself for the year. So, I mean, I'm not one to really, I don't even have a G-Wagon. I don't even have a Mercedes. I'm not that person. But at the same time, I'm going to get that government money, you heard? So y'all not even going to try to take it all in taxes if I don't go ahead and figure out how to spend it. So now I got to do that, got to, get the high-rise luxury office because if I don't do it, I'm really not playing. If I don't do it, the government is taking that money. Figure out how to roll this into maybe an investment property or something like down payment, because capital gains is an MF. And if you do that, roll it over into a property or roll it over into another investment, you good. But just that those things. I'm already speaking to a lawyer, speaking to a tax attorney. Definitely, I'm moving to Puerto Rico. There's no crypto taxes in Puerto Rico.
Yeah, I heard about that. And I think everything you're saying is important. You know what I mean? I think one thing I really believe as being one of the forefronters of this project is just bringing the community with us. You know what I mean? And obviously they're in this with us together, and they'll be able to celebrate with us, and it's something that everybody's involved in. It's something that we're going to be giving back to the community. We're going to be educating people about everything and about the entire process. We're going to be documenting the entire process. So like, it's only the beginning, right? Once we have our base of our community, because the next 30, 40, 50, for the rest of my life, we're going to build on top of this project and make sure that everybody that was one of the early investors that believed in us is going to benefit off of that. And they're going to get tenfold in return for what they're put in, and that's something that I really want to make sure happens. And I just can't wait.
They don't get tenfold off the mint.
Well, of course, but I just want to make sure everybody wins. That's what I care about. You know what I mean? I want to make sure that everybody wins and that we're all in this together, and that we're providing education, we're providing value, and we're helping people. We're changing the world. You know what I mean?
Something a lesson I learned fairly recently is everybody has something I've always said, everybody has their own definition of success. But what I had to come to grips with lately is being okay with not everybody wanting any level of success. They may not want it. And that's,
of course,
I can't, I'm telling you, it's a problem for me. But people did not wake up like chasing something, like chase your dreams, chase whatever level of success there is for you. And it's it's heartbreaking to see people not have like a dream, so to speak, because right now you can, like, this is a pen, like this is a Pilot pen. You can go on Amazon and create an account and sell 100 of these for maybe 50 cent profit a day. Like, there's 800 different.
That's why we gotta educate, and that's why we gotta start them off early. You know what I mean? Like when we start them off early and give them incentive, and give them different options, give them access, right? Like why do we eat McDonald's? Because we don't have access to something healthy all the time. You know what I mean? We're gonna spend.
That's actually not true. No.
That we're gonna spend $1 on a burger.
No. I'm a person that really, if I haven't said anything, is I dispel the things that people have stated that have become our daily dialogue. That has been ingrained in us. That doesn't make any sense. Yo, you live in Brooklyn, Flatbush Avenue. What's the number one thing at every corner at Flatbush Avenue? Is a freaking fruit stand, the little Korean fruit stands. You can go right there and buy a banana every single day.
You could, but it's not. It's not.
It's more accessible than McDonald's.
In a sense, yes, but I think that's a good point. I think it's about branding. You know, how do we brand these bodega spots or these fresh fruits and all these things to make it cool, to make it fun, to make it exciting, to want to go. You know, McDonald's is one of the most best branded companies in the world. You know what I mean? And that's it. It's all about brand at the end of the day.
It is about branding. So this is what I'm stating. What I'm stating is one of the things about branding is also removing some of the dialogue that you have. So right now, if I keep saying, oh yeah, McDonald's is more easily accessible, I'm feeling that into somebody's head. And that's a lie. It's a lie. So that's my point. My point is, stop saying things that aren't true because it's been programmed into us. You were sold a brand and you've subscribed to it.
In a sense, yeah.
Just by stating that.
I used to work at McDonald's back in the day. It was my first job. Mm-hmm. So I know the ins and outs of it. You know what I mean? But one of the long-term goals with me specifically is just making sure that, you know, African-American kids, you know, people of color, minorities, people that don't have as much as everybody else.
Here go.
Young kids.
Look. I'm gonna show you right now. Look.
I have access to them.
I'm a person that wears Yeezys. These Yeezys right here are super dope. Right? Boom. How much I paid for them? Out of the store, $350. How much did I sell them for? $2,000. Boom. Guess what? I eat bananas.
You also eat McDonald's.
No, I don't. I eat McDonald's fries on the go. But more than anything, I get up in the morning. That's my secret obsession or secret curse or whatever. But I would never state that it was easier for me to get that banana, that McDonald's than it was to get that banana. That's my point.
That's a good point. I respect the perspective. You know what I mean? And I look forward to be able to talk about this more offline, but you know what I mean? But I appreciate your time first and foremost. You know what I mean? Time, like you said, is one of those assets that you don't get back. You know what I mean? And I hope that people that were listening were able to get some takeaways about the importance of being authentic, you know, the importance of education, the importance of giving back, and obviously just believing in people, you know what I mean? And just all the other takeaways that we spoke about today. So I really want to say thank you. And I want to ask if you have any parting words, anything that you want to end with to provide value to people that are listening.
For sure. Definitely follow Sakari Smithwick. This man is doing some great things. And definitely follow Crypto Algorithm. Follow everybody that's in the project, because everybody has a venture that in a road that they're going to be going down in the future. And it'd be exciting to see the progression of it. And you know, at the end of the day, to be honest with you, be kind. It really does help you, even if it doesn't help the next person. And you know, coming from where I come from, we weren't necessarily taught, you know, that kind, that love, whatever. But it's like, we're like, oh, we got a roof over your head. I hustled. I gave you love. You should know what it is. But, you know, kindness is also just not saying, you know, how bad a person might be doing for the day. It might just be like, yo, you know what? You woke up this morning and I'm proud of you. And you'd be surprised how many people going to cry after you say that to them, especially, you know, walking down the block in Brooklyn and just anything. So, you know, definitely be kind to people. And if you can have anything to teach somebody, give it to them, but don't expect it to become their truth. And that's okay. It's okay. They don't have to make it their truth. They don't have to make it their reality. And that's going to be all the difference in their receptions. So just like in religion, I tell people, you got to meet that person where they are if you want them to take Jesus or you want them to take Islam. You can't expect them just to come where you at. So always meet people where they are. Always practice kindness. And not only that, practice kindness with yourself and have grace with yourself. So that way you can you know what it feels like to receive grace and kindness, and it'll inspire you to give it.
I love it. I love it. Thank you so much for joining us on another episode of Sippin' with Sakari.
Sippin' with Sakari. Bye.
What's going on, YouTube? If you made it this far, thank you so much for watching. It's never been a better time than now. So come follow along. Come see the ups, the downs, the entire process of this thing that we call life. So make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And we'll see you in the next video. Love.
Sippin' with Sakari.